This rotary tool by HYCHIKA is awesome. It comes with so many different things. I'm gonna show you everything that you get. We're gonna fire this thing up so you can hear it and see it moving. This thing's awesome. Now, I do also own a wireless rotor, and sometimes for a longer job, you don't want something that you have to stop and recharge. This plugs in so you have unlimited power. It includes a hose that you can attach so that you don't have to always have the whole unit in your hand. Let's dive into it and show you everything that you get, and we will fire this thing up. I think it's awesome. This was sent to me in exchange for this video, but I love it already, and let's dive in. Everything that you need comes in this very portable, very nice and small carrying case. When you open this up, inside you've got your directions, and this thing does so many things, so don't throw this away because there's stuff in here that, unless you already know what you're doing, you could forget. Like, for example, using the chainsaw sharpening device, which I'm not going to be using. I don't have a chainsaw, but it does have that, and it has directions on how to use that. So you're going to want to keep that kind of stuff. So let's look at everything that you get. First of all, the main unit Velcros into place itself so that doesn't fall out. So we'll show you everything that is included in here. So you've got the unit. The unit has a hook, so you can hang this up wherever you like. And let's look at the accessories. You get a whole bunch of accessories. You get sanders, cutting tools, sharpeners. Underneath here, you have engravers, everything that you could want for a starter kit. I mean, look at this. There's so much stuff. And I just lost one. Also in this kit, you're gonna find your wrench that you're going to use to attach your components to the end of this. This holds down and locks into place. Then you can take that wrench right around here and loosen this up, which we'll do in just a moment. You also get a handle so that if you're using this end, you don't have to use it like this the whole time. You have a handle, and it's very easy to put the handle on. You just have to unscrew this piece, and this pops right on, and then you screw this back on and you're good to go. I mean, talk about how simple it is to take that off and on. And now you have a better tool, so you can be holding it like this, which is what I tend to do if I'm not using the hose. So, or you could do it like this. So pretty nice. It also includes this tool. So if you want to screw holes and you want to determine how far those holes, so they don't go too deep, you can use this as a guide. That also just screws on, super easy to use. And there's your adjustment bolt right there. And the one I use the most, so here's the one I use the least because I don't use it at all, is the chainsaw sharpening unit, which is great to have if you use a chainsaw. I never use a chainsaw, so I don't need that one. But this one I use all the time because I tend to use mine mostly for either carving or for cutting. And when you're cutting metal, the last thing you want is a bunch of sparks flying into your face. Even if you have goggles on, if you have a beard and you have sparks coming up, it's just not fun. So this little shield where you can cut down here and this will stop all the sparks, all right, and debris from shooting up into your face. That's awesome. And my favorite part that's included for doing intricate work is the hose. This thing is amazing. We will attach this in just a moment, but first I wanted to show you how easy it is to change out the bits. So to do that, you're going to press this lock button. You're going to take your wrench and loosen this. And now that opens up the diameter of that hole so you can slide in whatever it is you're going to use. For now, we're going to use this wire brush because you will be able to see that spinning easily. That goes down inside. Tighten it by hand, and then take your wrench and just make sure it's nice and snug. Don't over tighten it. You don't want to strip this out. And now, when I plug this in, we're ready to go. Now you can adjust the tension on this. I tend to not touch that because I don't know what I'm doing enough to have to use all those intricacies. Now it's fired on, you just hit the on button, and that is on the low level. So level 1, 2, you can see the speed. And this microphone has noise canceling, so I'm going to turn that off so you can actually hear this working. Because when this goes fast, you can hear how fast. It's really fast. I mean, that thing's cruising speed on this thing. And we're gonna turn that off. Now let's attach the hose, and we'll attach this same bit to the end of the hose so you can see how that looks. All right, so to attach the hose, you're gonna wanna pull this piece out a little bit so that you can use your wrench to get this coil nice and tight. So we'll push that lock down again, and we'll tighten this by hand as much as we can until that lock goes all the way down, and then tighten it a little more. And then you're going to take this piece and screw this on. And now to attach the other end, so we're gonna use that wire brush again. It's the same idea. You're going to unscrew this until you can fit the wire brush or whatever unit you're using into the hole. Tighten it down. Now this is a little different because you don't have a lock button, but what you do have is a hole right here. So if you line up until the holes line up, you can actually press into that hole to lock it in place. And you'll see that once you find the hole, it actually goes in. And I'm just using one of the sanding bits to do that. You could probably use the little Allen wrench as well. And now you can actually tighten this down so that it doesn't go flying out. You remove this and you're good to go. So this is great for me because this lets you hold this almost like you're holding a pen. And now when we fire this up, same idea, that's on slow. We'll go a little faster. And you have much more control when using it like this. So I love this thing. Like, this is just one of those must-have tools that when you think of a project and you're like, oh, I have the tool that'll do that. This thing does so many different things. If you're looking for a great rotary tool, this thing's awesome. I highly recommend it. If you'd like to check the current price, there is a link in the description below. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions. Also, please hit like on this video and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.